So I've been playing GoldSrc 1.6 for more than around 8 years, I guess. And I've always thought that more FPS equals better gameplay. But recently I came to the conclusion that you actually should not play CS 1.6 on more than 100 FPS. Why is it, you may ask? So in this video I'm gonna talk you through the most important aspects you need to consider when choosing your frame rate. So starting with the first reason why you should not play with high FPS is the movement. Basically, in normal FPS scenario, you can bunny hop very easy compared to like CS2 or other CS games. You can bunny hop almost without practice, like it's very easy to bunny hop. You maintain your movement speed after jumping and you're very quick, like you can do those fancy jumps around here. But when you change your FPS to higher than 100, let's say like this, you cannot bunny hop anymore. After every jump you get slowed down to like 0 movement speed and you cannot move as free as you can with low FPS. As you can see, I cannot jump, I cannot bunny hop anymore, and if I change it to 100 again, I can bunny hop. Even if I change it like mid jump, then you can see I will get slowed mid jump and I cannot like bunny hop. Also, if you're crouching, let's say you wanna peek long while crouch peeking, with high FPS you have a very high delay when you move in crouch. Like I'm pressing A right now, but I cannot move. Like I get slowed, and if I change my FPS, I move instantly. Like you can see, my FPS is 900, I cannot move, and if I change to 100, I can instantly move. And you cannot do jumps like that because you get instantly slowed down. And a very big aspect of 1.6 is the movement, so you're basically taking the best thing of GoldSrc 1.6 and you're ruining it by having high FPS. Yes, of course you can install some third-party software to make you auto bunny hop, then it works I guess, but it's not clean anymore and you will get banned in most of the servers. So the second thing about high FPS is that your visual recoil doesn't actually reflect your real recoil. So first off, I'm gonna show you how real recoil looks like. You can see the crosshair moves very natural, and when you change that to high, you can see the crosshair returns to being small a lot quicker. Some people like it, but for me personally, after playing some rounds on 100 FPS, it felt just better to play on this type of crosshair. So the third reason, and this is actually a big deal breaker for me personally, is that the scope in your AWP is feeling delayed. So with normal FPS, you can just quick peek around the corner like that. You can just peek very quick and move your crosshair. But when you have high FPS and you move your crosshair, the movement doesn't feel linear. Like the sensitivity is like feeling very different to when you have normal FPS. It almost feels like you have mouse acceleration enabled, although you have it disabled, it just feels like it. And after like you're zooming in and you're standing still, like with the crouch, after you press your button, you don't move instantly. So on a public server online, it's much more like you can see it much more. But on a local server you can also feel it, but it's not as big as like on a public server where you have many people on it. So coming to the conclusion, what is the best for you? Me personally, I would recommend playing, or at least trying to play on 101 FPS. And if you think that the game is smooth enough and you don't really see a difference between 100 and more FPS in your game smoothness, like we're only talking about what you see on the monitor and not the game mechanics, then I would let it on 101 and just don't touch it. Play it like the game was supposed to be played and don't use FPS override 1, just set it to 0 and be happy and play with a nice and smooth game. But if you have like a 140, 280, 540 Hz monitor like me, that's a different case. So in my opinion, even if you have like a 540 Hz monitor, I would still get the frame rate at 100 because the game just feels a lot better. You will enjoy playing a lot more, and at first it's a bit painful to have like a very choppy game, but you get used to it after like 5 minutes, so it's not really a problem. And yeah, and if your PC cannot push more than 100 FPS, I would not be sad. I would just be glad that I can play the game. So thanks for watching, and I hope you learned something new of this video, and see ya.